romantic ventures, 'tis I, Nathaniel Gomezian, shopkeeper and proprietor of Gaming Treasure Chest, and today we're going to be talking about Dungeons and Dragons movies, or more specifically, a great one you've probably never heard of. Now firstly, I want to start off by saying I did actually enjoy the latest movie of Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves, getting to see loads of the different creatures of the world of Dungeons and Dragons, the banter that happened between characters, the comedy aspects. I loved quite a lot of that film. I even enjoyed the 2000 Dungeons and Dragons movie. Don't get me wrong, the acting leaves a little bit to be desired. But it has moments of comedy and it can still be looked back on as a comedy. Don't get me wrong, special effects in that film definitely have not aged well. But for banter, I don't mind that film. But this is a film that I personally class as a Dungeons and Dragons movie. It's not officially a Dungeons and Dragons movie, and it is definitely not actually a Dungeons and Dragons movie. Firstly, there's no magic in the world, but there are old school guns. So you can argue that there are artificers in this one. Yes, today we're going to be talking about the 1983 Jackie Chan film that was called Project A. Not Project A Part 2, because Project A Part 2 is nowhere near as good as the first one. But Project A the third, which is the original one, with Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, Yan Beyond. Those three always made fantastic films together whenever you had all three of them together. And Project A is no exception. But Gomez, why the hell are you calling it a D&D movie? It's not an official D&D movie. What the hell are you talking about? It is a D&D movie which is not a D&D movie, but the aspects which are in it are so much like what you would expect to have in a campaign and different things that happen within the film. It's just, if you watched it through the mind of somebody who plays Dungeons and Dragons, you'd understand what I was talking about. So let's get into certain aspects of this and why let this madman try to explain himself. Spoiler alert, if you've not seen the 1983 film Project A, I'm about to spoil massive parts of it. So if you do want to see it and don't want to have any things, I would not recommend seeing the rest of this video. Anyway, let's get in. So firstly, let's start off with a basic plot of the movie. So the basic plot is that the Coast Guards are trying to stop the pirates. The pirates are causing mayhem across merchant ships and whatnot all over town, or the sea. And Jackie Chan is a member of the Coast Guards. It's important to note here that the Coast Guards and the police hate each other. Anyway, the ships end up getting blown up by the pirates before they can go off on their voyage, and what ends up happening is the Coast Guards get disbanded, and Jackie Chan and his unit have to end up becoming police and end up being trained under Yan Beyond. Now, with a little bit of banter and the analogy of a wizard throwing a fireball into a crowded room, training ends, and Jackie Chan is now a fully fledged member of the police force. But he runs into his old friend Sammo Hung, who's quite clearly a rogue because he's definitely working for the criminals to get the guns away from the police. But he doesn't tell Jackie Chan that, no, he tells him that the police are the ones who are doing bad things and are going to be selling the guns to some wrongdoers, so they should steal the guns first, which they do. But Jackie Chan finds out that Sammo Hung is being dishonest and hides the guns from him and returns the guns to where they need to be put. A bunch of things happen and they end up getting the Coast Guards reinstated, and Yan Beyond joins them as they go on a mission which is called Project A is their plan to deal with the pirates. And they end up going to the pirate island with Jackie Chan disguised as somebody who's a friend of the pirates. The other members sneakily infiltrate the pirate island and they end up blowing up all the exits and taking on the pirate leader and winning and capturing all the pirates and then trying to make their way back to land. And that's the basics of the plot of the film. But let's get into certain scenes and explain why there is an element of what I would expect to be like a kind of D&D kind of thing. You can almost see the roles that are happening for certain scenes that are going on in this film. So let's go on with a scene by scene in certain bits. Let's go. Now we get this scene here right near the start of the film where Jackie Chan is addressing the superior officer of the police force.
Your men, sir. You dare talk to your superior in that way? Stand to attention when I speak. You Coast Guards can't even stand correctly. Your training program is a disgrace. Don't even teach you what discipline is. It is quite diabolical.
Now what he ends up doing is a sleight of hand to move his glasses onto the seat, and it's just a little bit of banter that you'd potentially see in a D&D campaign when you're talking to an NPC you don't really like and want to end up making them sit on their glasses and break them. And of course, a good tavern scene we have here where they're in the bar, the Coast Guards are celebrating the fact that they're going to be going out on their mission and the police force are there as well. There's a bit of bitterness between the two things because the Coast Guards are basically taking a bunch of money to do this mission and it's taking it away from the police. But anyway, what happens here is you have two members of the Coast Guard singing a song and it ends up with spaghetti in their face. We will come back to this later, but this has to be one of the best examples of character-on-character combat that you see here when they first meet as Jackie Chan meets Yan Biong.
I made my toast. It don't matter. Let's go. You dirty my best suit. I do apologize. Oh, don't bother, big head. You can make two choices, pal. You're gonna say you're sorry, or else. But I can't do that. I don't know how.
Now, of course, this starts a fight between the Coast Guards and the police force. But what's more important to the guy who's just had spaghetti put in his face? Of course.
Spaghetti, eh? Where is he? I'll give him a mouthful. Oh!
It's finding the guy who put spaghetti in his face and putting spaghetti in his face, and we do a whole thing of just trying to do that. And you can just imagine a player doing this, going like, I care not about all the fighting that's going on around me. I want to put spaghetti in the guy's face who put spaghetti in my face. So you can say there's a bunch of perception rolls as he's trying to find the guy. And of course, it ends in hilarious circumstances.
I'll get him, be sure of that. Card, why not come and get it? Cop got your number 163.
I'm over here. What is it?
Spaghetti, sir.
Now this is the bit where Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung are teamed up together to try and take the guns away from the police force. Now here's what I really consider a D&D moment. So what ends up happening here is they cut the ropes to move the pier away from the shore so that they can then ambush them. And of course, it wouldn't be a D&D plan if they didn't do something crazy like doing opera voices to hide their voices.
Rather in sea, you'll be hung!
What? And selling arms to the pirates is a crime, is it not? How shall we punish him?
Chop off his head.
Ah, yes, we chop his head off.
Sea water surrounds us, and an axe we have not.
This is a problem, which now we must unknot. We'll kick them in the water.
Ah, yes, the water I forgot.
Why didn't you jump?
Because I can't swim.
You speak the truth.
Yeah, I can't.
Now what?
What now?
Why can't you swim?
Never too late to learn. Give this life buoy to him.
Now swim and swim and swim.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Don't mention it, old fellow.
But Sammo Hung does slip up at one point as he hands him the life buoy. This does actually come back later in a point that you could say is an NPC making an insight check because they think that Sammo Hung was the one who was involved with that heist.
That voice sounds rather familiar too.
Oh, sure. I'm known as that guy Cuckoo.
You tell me that's familiar too. Thanks for giving me that life buoy.
Don't mention it.
He's the thief! Stop him! Stop!
Now we have a beautiful scene here of when the criminals have caught up with Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung and basically trying to find out where the guns are that they have stolen, and they end up doing a lovely bit of character on character pretending to have a fight and then ending up doing a surprise round on all of the people who are involved and beating the hell out of all of them, then going into an escape.
Come on!
Hi.
Where are the guns?
Ask the kid there.
Come and talk!
Better ask the cops.
What?
You sure you've been taught how to handle those things?
He conned me, and I always believed you were a friend, you traitor.
You double-crosser.
Who always rescues you, huh? It's me that comes in with the muscle, ain't it?
You do nothing but run.
You liar. I remember that day when the Axeman had you pinned to the wall. Who got you out of that?
And I guess you won't let me forget it.
Now you'll see I'm gonna punch you for that.
Yet again, this is just a little bit of sleight of hand as Jackie Chan is caught by the police officer and being taken with him with his bicycle and is handcuffed, but does a sleight of hand to get himself out of the handcuffs and to put the police chief so that he's connected himself to somebody else.
I've handcuffed hundreds of men in my time. They go my way. Men in cuffs don't argue.
This type of handcuff I know inside out, Captain. I know how to work them like this. Good day to you. See you.
Oh, stop him. Don't let him get away. He has my bicycle.
And of course the escape scene has bicycles, and there's a whole thing with bicycles where Jackie Chan comes up with several different things to do with bicycles to stop people from following him.
Crazy fool!
There he is!
Now we have a scene here where they have captured one of the guys who's working with the pirates. Yet again, there's a little bit of D&D planning here where they do a whole thing with making it seem like, you know, he's getting on with a lady, and then they use that as cover for when they actually kidnap him in a coach which goes next to the coach that the guy is in, and they take him back and they interrogate him for the information for how to get in contact with the pirates. Now this is yet again a lovely bit where there is a whole thing where he's pretending that he's going to beat the crap out of him, and obviously like there's the whole one being like, no, you can't do that, you must calm down, and that. It's just a lovely interrogation scene.
Easy, don't get carried away.
Why, I'm not a cop now. Let me at him. You know how I hate gangsters. Pirates should be hung. You pimp, I'll kill you.
Dragon!
Leave me alone, you hear? Right.
Hold it! Stop it! I can't file a report that you killed him, can I?
What happens if you kill this skunk? It's no matter. We just pretend he killed himself while attempting to get away from us. Don't let him kill me. Please don't kill me.
Your contact. If you want to live, you better tell us who makes contact for you with the pirates.
Forget it. You're wasting time on scum like that. Keep out of it. Bullet's too good for him. Please, I'll talk. I promise I'll tell you everything. You can't trust him. He's lying.
And so Jackie Chan now goes disguised as this gentleman to meet the pirates, and then the other members of the team sneak onto the island. Now this is a lovely little bit as they're sneaking onto the island, people jumping out at them asking for the password, and what ends up happening, sometimes the player characters are actually interacting with each other and having funny things happening because they're unaware. This is where this might not necessarily happen in a D&D game, but if you were doing it not metagaming wise and saying that the person that you're talking to says what's the password and you react, and then it turns out it's the other player who's doing that, you know, you can rule that could have been happening.
Halt! Password!
They taught me only hand signals.
What do you mean?
This.
Move! The password! Dummy borrows the trumpet from a llama. The llama doesn't understand the dummy. He tells the dummy to speak louder, and he gives the dummy a pumpkin. But the dummy tries to signal a trumpet, and in turn the llama gives him a gourd. So now the dummy is getting mad, very, 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 very mad. He swears at the llama, and the llama is upset. Meaning what, huh? It's the password.
I'll ask him first this time.
Password. Beat me up. Pass.
How could I have guessed right first time?
Password.
It's beat me up.
Sure.
Oh!
Idiot. What kind of a password is that?
Now that they've snuck onto the pirate island, they need to rescue the prisoners. What better way to do that than a crazy D&D plan of players lining up behind each other, pretending that they are one person, and then surprise attacking the guards in a fantastic way.
Now you two don't go and blow the whole plan. Nice. Chow, sir, what are you doing here? Oh, I'd like to show you this. Huh?
Yeah, Admiral. You there?
Yes, that's me.
And this has to be one of the best scenes in terms of persuasion. It is definitely a nat 20 on persuasion here. For context, the guy who is here actually knows who Jackie Chan is, as he was caught by him previously, knows his face and knows that he works for the police and is not who he says he is. He has now come back to the pirate island, and this is where he's trying to tell them that this guy is not who he is and that he's a member of the police force. But Jackie Chan, natural 20 on persuasion to stop the pirates and the pirate lord from finding out who he really is. It's just amazing to watch.
You!
I know you're mad.
I don't believe it. You dare to...
Because I couldn't help to get you out of that.
You're not mine.
Buddy, no one can rely upon me now.
Hey, now don't try to break her. He's not. So what's he been doing that's so bad?
Somehow, Lee's got a right to be mad at me. Mustn't blame him.
Well,
you know, I really feel ashamed for what I did to you. But you knew I had to deliver the rifles to Sao Paulo. What else could I do?
You dare to?
Come here in your place. Now you are free to think of me however you want.
Huh?
Now, come on, don't worry. So be it. Call me all the names you wish.
Your name isn't Chow.
But no, you're right. I'm not the Chow you once knew.
You hear? His name isn't Chow. No, Chow Kao.
Oh, but Chow Kao's got a point there. I'm not fit to be called Chow. Couldn't help him. I'm no good. Let my best friend down.
There, Chow.
No, not Chow. I don't want to be called Chow. It's too depressing.
Chow Kao. See, you really upset him.
Sao Paulo, I'm going.
Stay, Chow. You staying here.
And of course, it wouldn't be D&D without a big boss battle at the end. So this one I think is amazing because it really shows how AC plays a part, especially when you have one bad guy surrounded by people. But how is he still dodging instead of just being beaten the crap out of? This shows that amazingly, as you can see that he manages to get his way out of so many of the attacks while also doing damage and beating the party who are trying to take him down. I do think that the D&D movie does a good job at this when they're all against the big bad at the end, and like you get to see one clip of everyone trying to attack at once. But so this scene happens for a longer time, and it's just an amazing combat to witness.
No, Sao Paulo. So the game's up now. You got 3-1.
Try and kill me then, fellow. Sao Paulo will never surrender.
You're trying to kill me or what? Push it back in there.
So to sum up, that is why I think that Project A is the best D&D film, which is not a D&D film. And I would love to hear what you think down in the comment section down below, as well as if you've got any recommendations for films which are not officially D&D films, but you would say that's a D&D film. I would love to hear them down in the comment section down below, because who knows, we might find some more gems that nobody's ever seen, because let's face it, most people have not seen this film. There are people who have, but there's a lot of people who haven't. So I would love to hear down in the comment section down below. Also as well, if you enjoyed this content, then why not consider giving me a follow? You know, you might see more content like it. I do D&D stuff, 3D printing stuff, 3D printing business stuff and whatnot. Speaking of 3D printing business, if you wish to head over to the Etsy, which there is the link somewhere on the channel, probably down below in this video as well, please feel free to check any of my stuff. I make weapons which you can carry dice in. There's also like ways of rolling dice on some of them, and many things to do with D&D. So if that sounds of interest to you with 3D printing wise, please check that out, and make sure to use the discount code of YouTube64 to make sure you get yourself a lovely discount, because we want to make sure that you guys are getting good deals. But yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed your time. Until next time, good day, adventurers!